Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So Shakur Stevenson has finally ordered the WBC to activate his mandatory status. And as soon as Shakur Stevenson does it, it takes no time for the WBC to take action.
Friday, July 21st is the deadline for Haney to secure if he's fighting per Grace or he's going to stay in the lightweight division.
Okay, so he has a voluntary option?
No, he has Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory in the lightweight division.
Okay, so that was the WBC president right there confirming that Devin Haney has till July 21st to make up his mind if he's going to fight his mandatory Shakur Stevenson or move up to weight and fight against Regis Prograis. Now, at least Mauricio did clear up a little bit of the confusion when he confirmed that Shakur Stevenson is the mandatory, despite the fact that he just said that Lomachenko will remain the #1 contender after he lost to Devin Haney. Now, even though Mauricio has given Devin Haney a deadline, he's still not saying that Devin Haney will be forced to vacate his belt if he doesn't fight against the mandatory. He's just saying he has to decide if he's going to move up to 140 and fight Regis Prograis or stay at 135 and defend against the mandatory Shakur Stevenson. Which means if Devin Haney does move up to 140 to fight Regis Prograis for his belt, there's still not going to be a vacant belt to fight for at 135 for Shakur Stevenson, Frank Martin, or Vasyl Lomachenko, which will most likely mean the WBC is probably going to put on another title eliminator, and it's probably going to be either Lomachenko versus Shakur Stevenson or Frank Martin versus Shakur Stevenson or Lomachenko. But either way, things are getting really interesting, and Devin Haney holding those belts at 135 still gives him leverage over the fighters at 135. Because Shakur Stevenson, he still wants a belt, and he's still going to most likely have to end up fighting Devin Haney or waiting for Devin Haney to vacate the belt before he even gets a title shot. But while he's waiting for that, now there are some really, really good challenges there available for Shakur Stevenson. Remember, Shakur Stevenson had a hard time when the WBC was ordering him to fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Cruz, he turned down the fight. They went down the line and they ordered Shakur to fight against William Zepeda. Zepeda turned down the fight. But we know when it comes to fighters like Frank Martin, we know he's not going to turn down a Shakur Stevenson fight. Now, when it comes to Lomachenko, he might turn down a Shakur fight. Matter of fact, Shakur has made it very clear if he can't get the Devin Haney fight, the main fight he wants is the Lomachenko fight. You guys remember he called out Lomachenko on Twitter, and Lomachenko, he came back with the most ridiculous response, telling Shakur Stevenson that he has unfinished business with Devin Haney right now, as if he's in negotiations with Devin Haney or serious negotiations, when we know that's not the case. But when he said that, Shakur put even more pressure on Lomachenko when he said, yeah, but what if you don't get the Devin Haney fight? And Lomachenko, he never told Shakur Stevenson, well, if that's the case, then I will fight you next. So clearly Lomachenko doesn't sound like he has that much of an interest in fighting against Shakur Stevenson. The way Loma is acting, it sounds as if he feels that Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson would be an even tougher fight than the Devin Haney fight was. I've already told you guys, I think Lomachenko, he's going to go after George Kambosos. With George just signing with Top Rank is perfect. And George, he has a fight coming up, I think it's this weekend, against Max Hughes or something like that. He should win that fight pretty easy. And I could see Lomachenko wanting that George Kambosos fight, and ESPN wanting that fight as well. Now, remember, guys, when Devin Haney, when he beat George Kambosos, ESPN's Joe Tessitore, they were trying to completely discredit George Kambosos, saying that, well, you know, he wasn't really that good anyway, even though he had beat Teofimo Lopez. But they made excuses for why Teo lost to him, said he had health issues, et cetera, right? Now, but we know if Lomachenko gets the George Kambosos fight, they are going to make that win look like one of the biggest wins in boxing if Lomachenko beats him. Mark my words. So with that being said, as I'm making this video, news updates are coming in on this topic. It's just been reported that Shakur Stevenson's managers have now formally contacted the WBO and requested that they make Shakur the WBO mandatory challenger for Devin Haney's lightweight world title, after he already became the mandatory and already ordered to become the mandatory for the WBC belt. This is really great that Shakur Stevenson is doing this, but at the same time, if he's going to become the mandatory for all of Devin Haney's belts or a couple of his belts, he's going to have to be more realistic when it comes to trying to negotiate a fight. Shakur knows that he's not going to get a 50-50 split fighting against the undisputed champion. So we'll see pretty soon how realistic Shakur is willing to get when it comes to negotiating that fight. Because the only reason Devin Haney is even holding on to those belts is because he wants to try to make either a Gervonta Tank Davis fight or a Shakur Stevenson fight. Let's see how it all plays out. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.